I was sentenced. You guys, is that the right word? I don't know. I'm going to jail, pretty much. I'm going to jail and I don't know. It's fucked up. It's really fucked up because this doesn't help anything. Like this kind of like threw a wrench in all of my plans, you know, to spend the most time with my kids and, you know, just a lot. But yeah, guys, I'm going to jail. So to the haters, your wishes came true. And to my supporters, I will miss you. Bars. I'm just like, no, but for real, I miss you guys, all my supporters. I love y'all so much. By the time you see this, I'll already be locked up. So go ahead, everybody go search my mugshot. I'm sure I look a hot mess. I'm sure I look a hot mess because I haven't been sleeping much and I'm just stressed, you know, because I don't want to leave my kids. My kids are gonna be good with my family, but I don't want to leave them. I'm gonna miss them dearly. I have 6 months, so I'll see you guys in 6 months. You know, I don't really know what else to say. If you guys are wondering like why plans changed as far as my pregnancy and just a lot of the things, this is why. So much has changed based on this, and I just have to do what's best.
So, this is a very request video, and I've been out of the live loop for quite a while, just because we've been life, right, and other content and building out the channel, and we've been doing a great job. But part of this is, we're supposed to look and see what lessons we can extract, and one of those things is when, and she's going to prison for because child support, totally preventable, and this is one of the questions we had before. Like if you and I was told and I was taught, yeah, you could just kind of pay a little bit amount and they'll just kind of kick the can down the road. So this is a preventable thing. But sometimes life comes in the way, and often for men, and slaps you in the face. And it's one of those times for reflection and one of those great opportunities, even when it's bad, for you to take the time and become sort of accountable. Right. This is one of those times when you're supposed to look and say, the life I was living, my best thinking and actions got me arrested, got me in jail, put in jail for 6 months while I have kids, while apparently pregnant again. But listen, like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't miss new uploads. Doing 2 a day, still going strong, still trying to pay the rent. We got a lot here that we need contextual help for. And again, I'm gonna look for the people on the channel that are experts on this, help fill us a blank, help us get up to speed. This is one of those times sometimes it feels like the channel is divided into two groups, but again, this is a very real topic for you guys. So if you guys want to get together, do another like little live stream, hopefully one without the lag. We could set that up as we're trying to do more live streams, more viewer sort of interaction on the channel, just to grow things out going into the new year. But from one of the things that I've briefly been told, yeah, pregnant again, and in jail now because, or arrested and arraigned and sentenced because failure to pay child support. Now, traditionally, this is a thing that affects men, and men are very well versed with the futility of it. Where if you're sending me to jail because failure to pay, essentially debtor's prison, well, how does that help me pay? No, I think we recognize it when it happens to men, and the law is saying it's because you refused to do anything about it. Over time, you simply refuse to make it happen. You've looked at the system and said, and when we're being frank and we're being real, when the system comes after mothers, it's because you have to be an exceedingly bad mother. That's the only time the real, like, the law will say, "No, you can't have these kids," or "you're going to prison for child support." That's really the only time the law gets involved. And even to that effect, they want a heavy burden of proof. You have to prove to them. We all know, or we have known, how many people, how many dads are fighting for custody, fighting to just to see their child, and the mom's not doing so great. You have to be pretty. Pretty awful. Pretty poor for the law to get involved. But that's not to say that that has to be the end of the story. This is one of those times when it's like, hey, we can turn this around. We can decide we're going to do better now. This should be one of those moments, but we'll see what she sort of gives the back and forth from this. Let's let it continue.
And try to be calm, you know, rational. It is what it is. I told you guys a while ago, it's either going to happen or it's not going to happen. I don't see the point of this because he wants money from me. Putting me in jail doesn't get money. It actually makes it harder for you to get money. But we all know this is not about money. We all know that. So I guess he got what he wanted. You guys, my haters, got what you guys wanted.
See, this is the other problem. When you live a life that's so much online and you share everything, or your dysfunction becomes part of your character, part of your niche, part of your brand, then you almost have to be embroiled in controversy in order to grow yourself. We don't really look and say, what's the limit? What's the sky for that? Do I want to live a life embroiled in controversy for the rest of my life? I know right now it gets clicks, it gets views, it gets attention, but at some point in time, and this is sort of should be the lesson that we take away from this, at some point in time, you need to step away from that. You want a happy life. You don't want one filled with drama, filled with back and forth tug of war, where the laws getting involved, or there's issues with kids, or you're not really looking and saying what's the best option and outlook for the children. You're more or less just looking and saying, well, what gets more attention? And we know it's always negative stuff. And we know it's always how rough your life is, how awful, how bad your decisions are, to the point where, yeah, you get arrested 6 months. We know the real losers in this are always going to be the kids. The kids that you now have X amount of time now, or that you're away from. And we understand the nature of when you're being jailed for fair to pay child support. That's not a, hey, we jailed you for it and now you got your act straight. No, we'll do it again. We'll do it again. That'll just be the thing. If you don't change your behaviors, we'll just do it again. This is one of those things that it's this great forced time to be accountable. And we'll get a chance to see what lessons you learned while you're away. I'm hoping it's one of those things where you would no longer have access to your content, where you no longer sort of you get that out your system, where you no longer have to feel like I have to perform in order to do this. Or I can also see the other side. You're going to come back with a bunch of stories to tell, and an audience ripe for it, because she still has the supporters. Still has supporters.
And it is what it is. Am I scared? No. The main thing that I'm worried about are my kids. It's so unfair to all my kids. It's so unfair to them. But it'll be okay. Everything will be okay through God. I know that I'm not doing this. I know that I'm not causing this. I know that I'm not seeking people out and trying to ruin their life or hurt them.
So that part of, we're hoping about accountability. Again, it's obvious is not you're not there yet. It's easy to still be stuck in that blame game and say well, for the blame game I'm blameless. You're not seeking out the drama. You're not. No, that's very much on brand. It's very much on brand. So until, again, it's not that it's normal for people to say, this is an opportunity for me to grow, or this is what I should be doing. No, it's, and part of the problem is always going to be us, the viewers, the consumers, the people that latch onto this and say, yes, I want more. I want more of the dysfunction. And the more your life is dysfunctional, the better I feel about mine. To the other point where people, someone's pointing out, yeah, no, you can watch this. Me, Me as a man who values himself and tries to be better and has a positive outlook on his life. I see Liv and I see, this and I see it's there's nothing about it that's attractive. There's nothing about it that says I would want now to put a baby in her. But and this is where we, sort of land the plane with the problem. When you still get the outcomes, when people are still coming and saying, I see the catalog of your dysfunction and your stories and your life and your children and the relationship you have with the baby daddies, I'm still willing to have sex with you and put a baby in you. At some point, you know, we're either gonna have to simply separate ourselves from this and watch from afar and look and say, what is this? The unfortunate truth is some of us are incorrigible. Some of us refuse to learn. And that's where we sort of find ourselves and we're happy with that lot in life. And we simply say, this is enough for me. I'm not willing to do better. And prison is one of those places where it kind of indicates you're there. But it never really has to be the end story. It never has to be the end goal. You can sort of turn your life around for this. And that's what, you know, I'm always gonna hope someone is trying to do that. The same way I hope when men get to learn their lesson about, yeah, maybe I should take care of my kids in a meaningful financial sort of way. I hope the same thing for women when they find themselves in these predicaments, as rare as it is, as rare as it is. And even though, like I said, it's rare, it just highlights that the ones that it happens to, it seems like it's very significant. When we give women the benefit of the doubt and say, you're the nurturers, you're the carers, why would you not want to support your children? Well, sometimes we forget humans just like the rest of us. We're greedy, we're selfish, we have all the negative characteristics that we usually aspire to, ascribe to men. You don't have to be a supporter or you don't have to be a naysayer. You just have to look and say, this is happening. If you want to support her, you support her. There's nothing that anyone's ever going to be able to say to change your mind on that. We just know that just as much as we support or we look and critique without being able to take away a lesson from it, we just kind of wallow in her destructiveness. We're a part of the problem. We're feeding that. If she comes back in 4 or 5 months and sees all her viewership has jumped, her subscribers have jumped, well, the viewers are us. Maybe some of us are subscribing to the channel. It's proof positive that her story is important. It's proof positive that she's some sort of, minor celebrity, minor influencer that we care and dote on her life. I mean, at some point we do, or some point we move on, or some point we let it be known, hey, I wish you the best. And I can't kind of participate in this any longer. But for now, we're on the ride. We're trying to see what we can learn. Again, you guys fill in a lot of stuff that we've missed from from the last video to this one. If you if you got anything to say in the comments, I'll be looking for those in there. I love getting the tea back and forth there like that. Um, you see videos on the screen, take a look at those. Let me know what your thoughts of those are, of course. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, come on, join the train. We're just trying to pay the rent. Listen, guys, I appreciate you guys sending this video and all videos requests. I always appreciate those. Uh, the emails in the description if you have anything else you want me to see, react to, and sometimes, break it down, give me a little context. I appreciate that.